There are basically three sciences that we like to refer to as the gateway sciences because they tend to act as the inception for a typical person's love for science. And those are paleontology, astronomy, and of course, marine biology.
And when it comes to marine biology, there are a few critters that go above and beyond in drawing people in. Perhaps principal among them are whales and sharks. So without further ado,
welcome to the Georgia Aquarium. We've traveled to Atlanta today to meet the biggest shark since Megalodon, Rhynchodon typus, the whale shark.
but don't let the words big and shark in the same sentence scare you. These giants are nothing if not gentle. They're filter feeders, which means they only eat really small critters like little fish and krill. Trust me, you're not on the menu.
In fact, despite their wide mouths, their throats are only about the diameter of a US quarter.
But seriously, these are big animals.
Not only are they the largest fish alive today, but also the largest animal that isn't a whale. That's right, these filter fish are even heavier than elephants.
But in spite of their size and lack of threat to people, their populations have fallen by more than half in the last 75 years alone, which has earned them a spot on the endangered species list.
One of the major threats to these majestic behemoths is mass trawling, which causes the whale sharks to get caught up in the nets with other fish where they then suffocate and die. Because they're relatively slow swimmers, they also frequently get rammed by large ships. And that's not even mentioning the threat of water pollution, which poisons their food supplies and the water they need to breathe.
That's why we've partnered with Fahlo to raise awareness of whale shark conservation. Fahlo has worked since 2018 to raise awareness for at-risk animals and has contributed over $5 million of their proceeds to conservation efforts. They even sell plushies if bracelets aren't your speed, and have a monthly club that gives you a new animal each month.
This is the bracelet I got from Fahlo. It's called the Quest bracelet. When you track, they give back. Each purchase unlocks a real animal's path on an interactive 3D map with exciting reveals, epic journeys, and a global impact on vital conservation efforts. Fahlo donates 10% of their profits to their nonprofit partners, and the Georgia Aquarium is one of them. This incredible aquarium leads the charge in whale shark conservation through in-depth research and conservation efforts in the wild, striving to better understand their biology and behavior.
Her bracelet even has beads made of actual stone, and as geologists, we approve. And you can choose from several options when ordering.
On top of just being a cool bracelet that contributes to conservation efforts, it comes with a QR code that you can scan in the app to learn more about your whale shark. My shark is named Plover, and she was tagged off of one of the most remote islands in the world.
While Plover lives far out in the Atlantic and would be very difficult to find, we've come to say hello to Yushan, another member of her species and the last resident whale shark at the Georgia Aquarium. Matt got to go out onto a boat and interact with Yushan directly. And here to introduce us to him is Candace, one of Yushan's 14 full-time handlers, who has been pampering him and the aquarium's other whale sharks for about a decade.
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. How about you?
I'm doing great. This is such a fabulous experience being here. Would you introduce yourself to
Sure.
our audience?
My name is Candace Latini, and I'm a senior aquarist here at Georgia Aquarium in the Ocean Voyager Gallery.
How long have you worked here?
I've worked here just about 10 years now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How did you get into this line of work?
I was in school for biology, and I knew that I didn't want to go like the human pre-med route that a lot of those classes tend to kind of like guide you in.
Yeah.
I wanted to work with animals for as long as I can remember. So being that I was in school just up the street at Georgia State University, I
cool.
volunteered here for a couple years while I was still in school. I found a love for it, especially within the fish departments. I know a lot of people love like the mammals and the dolphins and stuff, but the sharks and the fish and the rays had a special place in my heart. And so once I graduated, I applied for internships, and the rest is history, and now I'm here.
I completely understand that. They're so charismatic. I mean,
Yes.
and this place has got to be just the most amazing place to work.
It really is.
Can you introduce us to your whale shark here?
Yes, so he's
Where
right
is
behind me. You can see the tip of
There he
his
is.
caudal fin or his tail just right over there, and that is Yushan, and he's been here with us at Georgia Aquarium since 2007.
Wow. Do you know how old he is, or are they not sure?
We are not sure, so that is something that is widely unknown about whale sharks, but we have an estimation, but when he got here, he was between like 10 to 13 feet, and now he's just under 30. So
Wow.
he's
Oh
grown
my
a lot
gosh.
since he's been here. So we used to say that they were juveniles. He's definitely moving into adulthood now if he's not already there, but he still has
Wow.
some growing to do. So age-wise, we don't know a whole lot, but he's young in terms of what a whale shark could be.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So what goes into the care and feeding of a whale shark?
Oh my gosh, the
I'm sure so
paradigm
much.
of Yushan is a lot. I mean, as you can see, like there's a large amount of space here, which is perfect for him, but he also lives with many other species,
Yeah.
some mantas, devil rays, you know, other types of bony fish. So we have a team of 14 aquarists that collectively care for Yushan. We're here right at 6:30 in the morning, and someone is here until 10 o'clock at night. So he is getting
Round the
close to
clock.
round the clock. He has sometimes upwards of like 6 to 7 different feeding sessions a day.
Wow.
Yeah, he eats about 50 pounds some days, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less every single day. So there's a lot of that is dispersed throughout the day in different various feeding sessions to keep him engaged and to keep us very busy.
So is that why you opt to do like more feeding sessions rather than like a larger feeding session, for example?
Yes, absolutely.
Keep him engaged.
Yes,
So
and
cool.
you know, that is part of good welfare for an animal,
Absolutely.
especially in an environment like this. We try to keep it as natural as possible, and in a whale shark's natural environment, what they would be spending most of their time doing is
Eating.
hunting around, feeding, and finding food to eat. So that's kind of what we like to mimic.
So amazing. We talked about what goes into the care and feeding of a whale shark. What are some of the major threats to whale sharks right now? And can you talk a little bit about the conservation efforts at the Georgia Aquarium?
Yeah, so unfortunately, whale sharks as a species are listed as endangered, and they have been since 2016. A lot of the conservation efforts that we do here are collaborative with our research and conservation department at Georgia Aquarium. So we have a lot of things that we can do here to kind of gain a good baseline of understanding of blood work and just general health status and feeding behavior of the whale sharks. And then we take that and we work with our team that goes out into the field and tries to collect some of the same data so that we can kind of mold it together and make sure that what we're doing here is mimicking the best care that we could give based on what the whale sharks in the wild are doing.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And how many years have you guys been doing this now?
Oh, well, we've been open since 2005, and whale sharks have been kind of at the forefront of our research since then, if not even before.
Oh my gosh.
So a long time, over 20
Long
years
time.
now.
That's amazing. I was in kindergarten. Do you know anything about the evolutionary history of whale sharks? Because I'm a paleontologist and I have to ask.
You know, they are the largest fish in the sea that we know of, and they're filter feeders, so they eat just the tiniest things like microplanktons and like tiny fish and squid. But when you look at their mouth, even close up, you can see that they do have teeth, and they look
So
like,
cool.
if you can compare it to like Velcro, that's kind of what it looks like, and they
Yeah.
kind of point backwards. So at the moment, they don't pose any real purpose for their feeding behavior that we see, but at some point, way back down the line,
They must have served a
they
purpose.
possibly could have used it in the same way that you think about other toothy sharks using teeth, but they have evolved out of it. And then some of their closest relatives are like wobbegong sharks or zebra sharks, which are also kind of like carpet sharks, if you will. So
Gotcha.
they're benthic, and they do tend to spend a lot of their time on the bottom by the reef, and he is very much pelagic. So it is kind of crazy how they have separated
Yeah.
as they've evolved.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we were chatting about earlier, there's just not a lot of fossils because they're cartilaginous and they don't have a lot of teeth or
Exactly.
teeth that, you know, would harden and fossilize well.
Yeah.
So yeah, much left to be learned about these guys.
Yes.
Well, we don't want to keep you for too long, but we have to know what's your favorite whale shark fun fact. If you have, you can choose multiple. We always allow multiple favorites.
Okay. Well, I do have one actually. I think this is really cool because I learned it here as an aquarist caring for Yushan, that sharks have like modified scales. Like when you think about like a fish and then you see like their scales on them, they have what's called dermal denticles, and they are like armor. And you don't really think of eyeballs as having armor, but their eyeballs are
Oh.
also made up of those dermal denticle scales.
That's
so they
so
have
cool.
that like armor
my gosh.
protection on their eyes. And I think that if you look up at a photo that's very close, you can see these tiny little scales that look almost like teeth, like what you
Wow.
would think about
That's
as a
crazy.
shark tooth,
Yeah.
but that's their skin.
Oh my gosh, that is a great fun
Yeah,
fact.
thanks.
Thank you so much.
Candace has clearly earned her stripes. She knows a lot about whale sharks and Yushan. And speaking of Yushan, I guess now it's time for Matt to get up close and personal with the biggest shark species in the world.
Okay, I'll move this out of your way.
Sorry.
Sure. Okay, your chariot.
And this is the point when our worst nightmare happened. The mic's disconnected. So unfortunately, during the Yushan feeding, the audio is not going to be very good. Just a fair warning. As I go through editing this, I will attempt to transcribe what has been said. Note that sometimes it might not be perfect, but I did my best.
So as you can see, there's little twisties
Oh my gosh.
looking for us.
Oh, he is ready.
Yeah, it's wow, kind of like Frogger trying to get your trophy. All right, 1, 2. Here he is. Oh my gosh. So this is Yushan. Hi, Yushan. He's amazing. He's a rescue from Taiwan. He and any of the other sharks that have been in our care have been rescued from the fish market. And so they were going to be shark fin soup. They were going to be on somebody's dinner plate, but the Georgia Aquarium stepped in and was like,
We have a home for these guys permanently. We made it in time, so you guys picked them up, brought them here, and they've been here.
The logistics of getting a whale shark into a tank all the way across the world is just unbelievable. She was telling us about it earlier. Wow. Literally.
Females are the ones that are like the giants that people see, and they're like 40, 50 feet. Yeah. Because the female, of course, get to be that 60-foot range, but those behemoths are usually the females.
Gotcha. I feel like you're just the pro multitasking right now. Oh my gosh.
This is very.
You've had some experience.
It's very humbling to first start because you're not used to using your core, you're not used to like your arm strength. You're not used to like really kind of multitasking in that way.
Full body workout.
It is. We're lucky that he at times is like a floating potato.
Oh my gosh, that's such a cute way to describe him.
Whale sharks in general don't go very fast. They don't really have a need to. I mean, their top speed on average is like 3 miles an hour.
Okay.
So you might see like a little uptick, maybe a burst in speed, but it's going to be super short-lived. At this size, you really wouldn't have like any predators in the wild. Their skin is very thick. It's made of denticles. It's like armor, if you will. So, I mean, from like natural predators like other sharks or orcas or something, you know, they really wouldn't have too much to worry about.
Wow.
People, unfortunately, are the biggest threat to whale sharks.
It's amazing the conservation work you guys do. We are just so beyond impressed with everything going on here. So what does he get in his food mix?
So, a couple different things. So he gets chopped up squid. He gets a few different types of shrimp or krill. Anything that's kind of like, I would say a few inches or less, he can swallow. Anything bigger than that,
Gotcha.
his mouth is super big, and his throat's not going to allow him to
Swallow it.
A lot of people seem to ask when they see the feed about the other food around him, and they're the freeloaders. They're kind of still snaps. But if for whatever reason, like one accidentally got sucked into his mouth, the suction that he's doing is active, so it is pulling water in. If they kind of get in the wrong place at the wrong time,
They could get.
There's something in my mouth.
spits it right out.
Where you going? You still got some left. There we go. When the feeding was done, I was left reeling. As a paleontologist and former park ranger, I've had a lot of amazing experiences, but this easily makes it to my top 5. I've wanted to do something like this since I was 6 years old.
And thank you so much, Candace. It was so lovely being here. And
was great.
thank you so much for letting us come behind the scenes and have this incredible opportunity.
Anytime. My pleasure.
I'm super jealous of that experience, but so happy I got to be here to help film. But that's not what's really on my mind, because a few of the topics from our meeting with Candace and Yushan got me thinking about my favorite thing, fossils.
Sharks as a group go back almost 450 million years to the Ordovician period. That means they evolved not only before dinosaurs, but even before trees and before Saturn got its rings. That's a lot of evolutionary history.
Filter feeding seems to be convergent among sharks, and is known to go back at least to the Cretaceous period about 99 million years ago, to the extinct relative of sand tiger sharks called Pseudomegachasma. There are a few other fossil sharks thought to be filter feeders, but as far as anyone can tell, their filter feeding adaptations seem to have arisen independently, which makes it hard to lock down how or when whale sharks evolved into the giant, bizarre animals we know today.
It's just kind of overall difficult to track shark evolution in the fossil record for one simple reason. Their skeletons don't really have bones, and cartilage doesn't preserve very well. With rare exceptions like Dave the shark from Canada, the only thing that typically preserves is their teeth, so shark prehistory is super weird. But Yushan wasn't the only critter we got to see.
We were taken behind the scenes at the Georgia Aquarium to see how the magic happens. This facility is a well-oiled machine staffed by about 500 people, and many of them work hard every day to make sure the animals are well cared for, and that what they learn from them can go directly into scientific studies that benefit global conservation efforts.
These sea critters even have their very own chefs who prepare restaurant-grade seafood for all of the animals every day. On site, they hold 3 weeks worth of food for the animals at any given time, and have a special off-site facility that holds enough food to feed them for a full year, so they never have to worry about shortages.
The animals are fed consistently throughout the day. Most animals even have a special signal given by the handlers so they know when it's their turn to eat.
Like seriously, fish are way smarter than you realize.
The handlers also acclimate them to touch during these feedings so that the animals feel safer being touched when they're examined for health checkups.
And since most all of their animals are rescues, many of them have injuries, illnesses, and disabilities that need to be regularly monitored and which prevent them from being released back into the wild.
Such as these bowmouth guitarfish. Bowmouth guitarfish are notoriously difficult to properly maintain in human care, which is why very few aquariums have them. But thanks to the specialized research done here at the Georgia Aquarium, these animals' needs can be met as they recover.
One of the bowmouths even had a baby just recently. Her name is Flower, and she's one of the first bowmouth guitarfish ever born in human care. But caretaking research isn't all. These animals are endangered for many of the same reasons as the whale sharks, which is why these guys are studied for conservation research as well.
That's right, the Georgia Aquarium is home to a plethora of animals, and many of them, if not most of them, have contributed to research on how to better maintain animals in human care, and how to better protect animals in the wild along with the rest of our planet.
You know, I've only ever seen whale sharks in the Georgia Aquarium. We gotta get you scuba certified so that we can see them out in the wild sometime.
You know I'm game. In the meantime, check out Fahlo at the link in our bios. 10% of each purchase goes directly to conservation.
Woo! We also want to offer a huge special thanks to our friends at the Georgia Aquarium for making this possible, especially Erin, Candace, and Maya for taking the time to show us around.
Additional thanks to our members on YouTube and Patreon, listed here. You make videos like this possible. Want exclusive content, including full-length videos and Matt's full and unabridged encounter with Yushan? Consider joining our members page here or on Patreon.
But if that's not really your speed, feel free to just splash that like button and dive into our other content as a subscriber.
And as always, stay fossiliferous.